What is up, guys? Welcome. Crypto FUD. And let's jump right into this, guys. So what is going on? Holy crap. I was starting up the stream like 10 minutes ago, and it just starts raining like crazy outside. And I swear it sounded like there was lightning that literally hit my house, and all the power shut off, came back on, shut off, came back on. It was just back and forth, back and forth. So I'm like looking around, I'm like, is my computer running properly? Because it just seems like it's not, but we should be all right. So welcome, guys. Make sure you guys slap those likes. Let's jump right into this. So I hope everybody's having a great, what is today, Wednesday? Hope you guys are having a great Wednesday. The week is halfway over with as of now, so I think we're going to make it, guys. What is going on with the markets? What's going on, Tim? Gina, what's going on? All right, so let's just jump right into the markets. Will everybody trickle in? Tim said we had 39 tornadoes here in Illinois on the 15th. That's crazy. That's what it sounded like was going on outside. I was thinking, I'm like, I'm gonna have to change my streaming time, because it's like every time I'm literally about to start streaming, you can hear the thunder rolling in, and it's just like been massive freaking like thunderstorms coming through. So, Troy, what's going on, brother? All right, so let's just get right into this, guys, before I lose some more power or something. But if I do freeze, you guys know what the hell happened. But it sounds like it's slowing down there. All right, so Bitcoin sitting at around 65,600 right now. We have continued to see more of a downward move for the last few days, right? It's been literally the last few days we've seen, you know, just a slow but sure downward move. It looked like yesterday we were gonna maybe retrace and get back up towards these 68, almost 69,000 like we were talking about a few days ago, or maybe I think this was last week, the 22nd, about a couple days ago. But you can see we have continued this downward move. We've actually came down to about 65,150, somewhere around there. So what's going on? We're going to figure it out. What do I think about the markets? We're going to figure out. We're going to see what's going on here. But looking at the bubbles as of right now, you guys can see. Let me see something. Even the bubbles look messed up. You see how the bubbles are all thrown to the side over here? I think something's wrong with my computer. I don't know what the hell is going on here. So you guys can see the bubbles today. Honestly, looks like kind of a mixed breed. You have some solid reds, and then you have a couple projects that are up, 10, 11%. Athena still trying to hold strong. We haven't really seen much going on with the ETFs for today. XRP's not doing bad, 3%. Solana, Ordinals is up 2%, but nothing too crazy, right? One of those days today. Ethereum Classic is actually down 4% for today, which is crazy. Right now we have Solana sitting at around $178. Not looking too bad. Solana, honestly, if you look at a lot of the projects, Solana's been looking pretty strong compared to some of these other projects in the recent days, right? We're coming off this big bottom that we did drop down to about 120, and obviously we are sitting at around that 177. Yesterday we did break above 185, absolutely blowing out, looking great. So, Tuan, what's going on, brother? So Solana's not looking bad. Bitcoin looking weak, honestly. It's looking weak. Looks like she wants to come back down and at least retest the 64.9, which wouldn't be a bad thing. If we come down and we retest the 64.9, find that support, I think that would be a solid bullish. I'm not gonna say it's so bullish, but if we do retrace and if we can come down and at least bounce up that 64.9 and find that support, I honestly would say, you know what, we're probably going to be moving towards the upside like I've been thinking that we were going to be doing all week, right? We've seen some things going on, and I'm going to cover why the market, Bitcoin particularly, is down and some of the altcoins are doing better. And we're going to cover that. And you know what? We can just jump right into this. So, let's see.
Designed to bring the outdoors in.
What is playing?
With an available panoramic moon
What is playing right now?
Unexpected inside and out.
What's playing right now?
And a cabin that punches far above its segment.
Bro, that lightning really messed my damn computer.
The off-road ready Mazda CX-50.
Hold on, let me see. Where is this
We're
advertising?
looking for outsiders.
Craziness. All right, let's get right into it. So Mt. Gox transfers another 2.47 billion worth of Bitcoin as creditors confirm repayment. So remember, yesterday I actually didn't cover it on the stream, but we did talk about this in the Discord. Mt. Gox basically transferred about 2 billion yesterday, and then as of today, they transferred another 2.7 billion worth of Bitcoin. Now, that doesn't mean that this is 2.7 billion dollars worth of sales. This just means that they've transferred over to a wallet where they're dispersing the payments, the repayments to their creditors, as far as via Bitcoin, right? But when you see stuff like that, this is almost kind of like what was happening with Germany, right? We saw these transfers in big amounts. It spooks the market, and you start to see somewhat of a sell-off, right? Can you correlate this with what's going on with Bitcoin? For sure. Right now, for sure. Are we seeing somewhat of a sell-off from actual Mt. Gox? That right there is to be determined, right? I'm sure when the investigators, all the crypto investigators, after it's all said and done, they'll be able to trace where these wallets, where it's going to these particular wallets, and if they're holding or selling. But whenever you see these big transfers, especially like this from Mt. Gox, almost over $4 billion in the last 2 days, it's going to spook the markets, and that's why you're seeing particularly Bitcoin is having somewhat of a red day as they've started as of yesterday. It started yesterday. We started seeing somewhat of a downward movement, and today it's been continuing. So, reading the article, you can see Mt. Gox on Wednesday transferred 37,477 Bitcoin worth 2.7 billion from a cold wallet to an unknown address. Additionally, the defunct crypto exchange internally moved 5,106 Bitcoin valued at 266 million from one cold wallet to another within Mt. Gox. These transfers are likely related to its repayment plan to creditors. It follows crypto's exchange Kraken moving to distribute assets to Mt. Gox creditors on Tuesday, potentially exerting sell pressure on the market. So let's see here. So Mt. Gox creditors receive fund via Kraken. And major developments on the creditor, Kraken announced last week that it had received $3 billion worth of funds from Mt. Gox trustees. The exchange planned to start distributing the funds within 7 to 14 days. In an X post on Wednesday, Kraken co-founder Jasmy described the day as glorious for Mt. Gox creditors as they began receiving funds. What a long road. Glad to be closing this door on a chapter of crypto. Long-awaited Mt. Gox payoffs of $9 billion in crypto raises Bitcoin sell-off fears. So all in all, it's going to be about $9 billion that they're going to need to sell back. They've already pretty much, from what it looks like, I don't know if they've distributed all the 4.5, we'll say, billion as of now, but they have transferred it over into Kraken and wherever the hell they're going to be sending it. We don't know if it's gotten into the hands of whoever is supposed to be receiving these, right? But what I'm getting to is we've seen about 4.5, which is about half of the total payout, which means there's going to be more that they're going to be transferring, right? Which means you're going to see a little bit more market. You're going to see more of a, just a kind of a sell-off kind of a market for right now is what I'm anticipating. Now, we do have tomorrow the Bitcoin conference, but I always tell you guys, regardless, we could have no sell-offs right now, with anything going on, and every year for the conference, it's always a red day. For whatever reason, it's always a red day. So, after years of legal wrangling and delays, Mt. Gox creditors are finally getting their hands on nearly $9 billion worth of Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. This payout comes after Mt. Gox moved a huge amount of cryptocurrency out of storage for the first time in 5 years in May. It also raises concerns among investors that a fire sale by creditors could dampen the market. The trustees' commencement of the payment process has significantly impacted the crypto market. Bitcoin last traded about 0.3 lower on the day at 65,700, but it's up 4% in the last month. So this was as this article came out. You can see obviously Bitcoin has come down a little bit more, down to about 65,400 as of now. So, that's why if you look at Bitcoin and you look at Solana, they might look similar, but you can see Solana technically is up almost 3% today, and you can see Bitcoin's technically down 1%. And it's exactly what we're reading is this is causing sell pressure as far as people just being scared that there's going to be a big sell-off And we've already explained that majority of these Bitcoins and even Bitcoin Cash, but we don't really care about Bitcoin Cash, but majority of this Bitcoin that's getting distributed is going to big institutions that have already bought these people out years ago, right? So these people that are receiving, or these institutions or whatever, big funds, whoever the case is that are receiving majority of these Bitcoin already hold hundreds and thousands of Bitcoins, right? So these Bitcoins that they're receiving, it's not like they've been waiting for this day and they're like, all right, let's sell everything that we have. No. They're receiving this and they're just basically adding it into their reserves that they already are holding on to. Now, there is a chunk of people that held out that are going to be receiving their Bitcoin, and I don't doubt in my mind that there is going to be somewhat of some sales from this $9 billion of Bitcoin coming from Mt. Gox that are going to get into the hands of people that have been waiting, and they are going to sell, right? That's the name of the game. But I think a lot of people are getting a little bit more spooked than they need to be. You know, when Germany was transferring over hundreds of millions or billions of, hundreds of millions of dollars, because they had total of about 2.4 billion, right? Give or take. When they were transferring hundreds of millions of dollars over to Kraken, we knew what they were doing, right? We knew they were transferring over to sell. When Mt. Gox is transferring over to Kraken, they're doing it to distribute. They're having Kraken actually as like a middleman, distributing it all to the creditors that have been waiting, right? So it doesn't necessarily mean that $9 billion of Bitcoin is about to be sold off into the market. So, you know, to me, it's just a big it's just a big nothing burger, right? Master, I'm so glad that you came in and you made some comments. I knew guys, listen, BTC Master is Jer. I knew that was Jer. So now, let's see here. There we go. Now you have to go make a whole nother account, bro. I had my suspicions. I knew it was you, Jer, because you're the only loony bin that would do something like this. Just like you probably created that fake NFK Twitter page. You know what I'm saying? I knew it was you, bro. You're the only person that's just out there, you know? It's all right, bro. Like I said, no hard feelings for you, man. No hard feelings for you, bro. I'm glad that you're still around, you know? Like I told you in the Discord when you were messaging me all those crazy things, I told you, bro, I don't have a problem with you. Unfortunately, we can't have you in the community anymore. You're a little bit too out there for all of us, and you're causing a lot of drama. So, I knew it was him, guys. I freaking knew it. The other day, he was asking, like, dumb questions, and I was like, this Bitcoin master just pops up, and he's, like, asking all these questions. I'm like, who? I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, what? Who would do this? And I already had my, I was like, all right, yep, I already know who it is. Now it's going to take him a whole, like, couple hours to make another YouTube page. All that, bro. You're not gonna be able to keep up with all these freaking fake accounts you got. But yeah, get back to the show. Thank you for the humor, Jerry. We appreciate that. I think honestly, this is gonna be, it's gonna be something that we're gonna be dealing with for the next probably week, right? Because it seems like for the last 2 days they've done this. They're doing it in like 0.25% of. So out of 100, it seems like they released 25% yesterday. 25% today, and then if that goes, then we'll probably see maybe by the end of this week where they've distributed everything that they're going to. Now, like I said, are these people or are these institutions going to be selling? If it's an institution, I would almost bet that it's probably not, right? I would almost bet that it's probably not, but we don't know, right? We don't know, and that's why I think it's causing just a massive just uncertainty in the markets right now, and that's why you're particularly seeing it in Bitcoin. Now, what do I think about the alts right now with Bitcoin going through this? The alts can hold strong. Right now, you have Solana really holding strong at 3%. XRP is holding up. Myro today was up 10%. But you can see it's affected the rest of the market. Like Ethereum right now is down. I think that's also because of everything what's going on with the ETFs. I pre-warned you guys with Grayscale. From what we saw from the ETFs for Bitcoin, we saw an initial sell-off, and it was like kind of rocky the first few weeks. We're probably going to be seeing that with Ethereum, right? But eventually it will subside, level out, and then hopefully start moving towards the upside, because we covered it yesterday. They were predicting about $900 million in inflows for the first day of Ethereum's ETFs live. So, I think, come a few weeks from now, maybe a month or two from now, we're probably going to see Ethereum level out and start moving hopefully towards the upside if the rest of the market is doing this, right? But for Bitcoin and the rest of the alts, if Bitcoin is going to continue to see this sell pressure right now from this uncertainty, you're going to see the rest of the alts start taking in effect, right? So right now, like I said, I point out a few projects that are actually holding strong. They're only going to hold strong for so long, right? Eventually, if Bitcoin does start coming back and retesting 64.9, if Bitcoin breaks 64.9, you're going to start seeing alts having somewhat of a sell-off as well, right? I don't think that we're heading back down for Bitcoin down to any like $50,000 levels or anything like that as of now. I do think that this 64.9 should hold for the most part. If not, worst case scenario, we come back and retest 60 or 61,000, really 61,000 to be exact. So that's what I'm thinking about this Mt. Gox. I honestly, guys, I wouldn't be too worried. If anything, take advantage of these dips. I know we always say that, and it's so like cliche to say, right? They feel like they've been coming a little often, but if you're solely buying on dips, then you should be sitting pretty, right? You should be sitting good. If you're taking advantage of these dips and you're just every time we do see, and I don't mean these like little small few percent days. I mean like when we just came off of a few weeks ago. If you're able to take advantage of those dips, I mean, like I said, you're getting in on good positions, whether you're taking advantage of them when we bounce or if you're just continuing to accumulate long term. I think it's gonna play out really well for you. So, but we'll see how that plays out, guys. Let's see here. Let's just get the articles over with. So Ferrari to extend cryptocurrency payments to Europe. I thought this was pretty cool because a lot of us, when we did that poll, a lot of people were saying, I was saying Ferrari or Lambo if you had to pick, right? I'm not saying go out there if you get filthy rich. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying like if you had to, and they're like, you have to pick between these two cars after you're crypto rich, which one are you going to get? And a lot of people were going towards the Ferrari. As myself, I went towards the Ferrari. I do like Lambos, but I think Ferraris are a little bit more better as far as performance-wise, right? So Ferrari will extend its provision for cryptocurrency payments to Europe by the end of July. The Maranello, Italy-based luxury car manufacturer, began accepting crypto in the U.S. last October in partnership with BitPay. Bitcoin, Ether, and USD or USDC were the tokens accepted. Ferrari is now extending the program to Europe to support dealers and better address the evolving needs of its clients. Meaning there's been a big influx of crypto millionaires is what it sounds like. And also, you always hear about, they're like, oh, crypto's used for illegal activities and stuff like that. You might have, especially over in Europe, you might have people that are just trying to evade taxes, right? Where they've made a lot of money and they have it in DeFi wallets or whatever, and they're like, look, is there any way they want to get these exotic cars, but they don't want to friggin' send it back to an exchange, where they're probably KYC, so they're like, bro, can I buy, this Ferrari that's like $300,000? Can I just send you, Bitcoin? The dealer's like, bro, we don't accept Bitcoin right now. And they've been talking to their managers, and the managers been talking to their regional managers, and finally it got up to the heads, and they're like, bro, yeah, we got to start accepting, over in Dubai and stuff, we got to start accepting Bitcoin and certain cryptos. So, so Bullish said a GTR. I like GTRs. I do. I just don't think that it would be my top choice if I'm spinning. GTRs will be a little cheaper too. You're talking like what, 100, 150K. Flips in the house. What's going on, bro? Tim called that out. He said that was a big FUD sandwich, right, bro? Ridiculous. These people. Audi R8, to be honest. Now, Punk. Hold on. Old said the 1950 Austin. What is that? Austin Haley 100 for me, please. I've never even heard of that, bro. Punk said an Audi. All right, bro. I will tell you, because I do drive an Audi. My fascination for Audi has really grown. I will tell you that. I will tell you that all-wheel quattro drive. You know, when you get behind the wheel of an Audi, I don't know, bro. It's just something about it. The way they sound, you know. I don't know. I love R8s. Now, when R8s come out, when they're like if you buy an R8, a stock R8 is good, but there's so many other cars like a Ferrari will roast a R8 stock. If there's a stock Ferrari, stock R8, a stock Porsche a 911 will dust an R8, right? A lot of these cars will dust an R8, but have you seen a lot of these people? They go twin turbo on their R8s, and they're like running them at like 1500 15 wheel horsepower, bro. Freaking insane, absolutely insane. So I'm real big on European cars now, European sports cars, but particularly Audis. I freaking love Audis. I really do. My next car that I really want to get down the road after I get this house taken care of is a RS7, like a newer RS7. Definitely what I want to grab. Jasmy said S5, nice. I particularly right now have a S4 is what I have, and like I said, I honestly love it. I love it. Troy said I drive a 70 Mustang NFK to the moon. Nice. Troy, is that a Stingray? Nice, bro. You know, one thing I've noticed is a lot of people that are in crypto love cars as well, right? I'm a car enthusiast. I've always loved cars since even when I was younger and I couldn't drive. I'd have a bunch of max box cars and I would keep them like mint condition, you know. So I've always loved cars, always. Oh yeah. So just finishing this article off. So despite crypto's popularity and investment, it remains relatively rare for major companies to accept it as means of payment, possibly due to the lack of demand for customers. And this is what I was saying. They're probably getting an influx of demand of people wanting to buy. Because you're thinking, who in their right mind is going to go and buy anything with Bitcoin, right? Who's going to buy anything with Bitcoin unless you bought Bitcoin at like $5,000 and it's at $70K? All right, yeah, whatever. Then I could see you spending some Bitcoin and buying stuff. But other than that, why would you buy Bitcoin or, you know what I'm saying, whatever the case is, and use it for a transaction? Usually it's a store value, right? You're going to want to hold on to it. Or if you're going to make any transactions, you're going to convert it over to USDC, right? What leads me to believe that a lot of people particularly don't want to get the governments or anybody involved in what they're doing financial wise, right? And they're just basically like, bro, can I send you Bitcoin from their DeFi wallet, right? How more discreet can you get, you know? Unless you like literally have gold bars in your house and you go and just give them gold bars. I mean, that's the only other way I can think of that they can't track your transactions. So listen, crypto holders might not wish to spend their coins on everyday purchases out of concerns they'll be worse off in the crypto value if the crypto values increase, right? So that's exactly what I was saying too. But hopefully we'll have some stories on the channel of you guys going and buying some exotic cars with your crypto. Troy said my son drives an A3. Nice. Those are small compact cars. So I want the RS7 because it's a little bit bigger car, right? I got a family and stuff like that. It's a beast. It's a twin turbo 4.0, like 600 horsepower to the wheels, all-wheel drive. They look freaking boss. The technology in them, they're so sick, right? But I will tell you, if you are an Audi person and you're looking to get like probably the best like fastest car, the RS3. The RS3, even though people are going to be like the RS6, the station wagon Audi, that's absolutely insane too. But I've seen those RS3s once they get fully modded, 15 or not 15, but like maybe 1100 horsepower in a car that's the size of a Civic, and it's all-wheel drive. A freaking beast of a car. They basically call them mini R8s is what they call them. So let's see here. Bullish said hopefully they will take ladies. Bro, that would be that would be awesome. Let's check out ladies and see what's going on. Bro, one day that's going to be happening. I don't know about for ladies particularly, but some of these coins, You guys have to remember, I know it's like we've heard this, especially if you've been around since 2020, 2021, that you're early in crypto, right? But you have to understand that, like, I don't remember the exact numbers, but I think it's like 100 million people out of the whole world actually hold crypto, right? 100 million people. Think about this. We have almost 8 billion people in this world. Not even 5%, or I don't know the math on that. Maybe 5%, somewhere around there, 5, maybe close to 10% of people actually hold or have held crypto as far as, trading and buying. So when I do say that we still are technically relatively new in this space, I mean, I believe it, right? And what I'm getting to is there's going to be, in 10 years from now, there's going to be projects that you never even thought of, right? Or maybe they're not even out yet, that are going to be as big and competing with Bitcoin, and Ethereum and stuff like that. And you're going to see people taking them as a form of payment and stuff like that. It's going to happen, right? As we continue to move closer into this digital age, it's going to happen. So for Milady particularly, looks like she's having a little bit of a cool off. She did run up. I think yesterday we were talking about this. She was around her 618. But you can see this. Oh, this was 2 days ago. She has retraced somewhat, coming back down to a spot that's a pivotal spot for some support at around that 13 level. You can see when she did come up, she bounced multiple times on this level before taking off. We're coming back down to it. If this thing can hold as some support, maybe we'll see a little bit of a bounce. But I think she's at the mercy of Bitcoin right now, right? What is Bitcoin about to do? So we'll see. I'm looking at this real quick. I'm going to move the wrong. Looks like Bitcoin so far has been making lower highs as of right now. So we definitely need a nice run. We need a nice run and let it continue. We really do for Bitcoin. Let's look at, so the fear and greed index. We're sitting at around 60 where we were sitting yesterday. So nothing too crazy. The volume has dropped considerably today at around 17%. Bitcoin dominance is actually up at 54.4%. Ethereum's dominance hasn't even changed, right? You honestly, if you didn't even know about the Ethereum ETFs, if no one told you about it, you wouldn't even, there's nothing that is on through the charts or through Ethereum's dominance or anything like that that tells you that anything big as far as those ETFs have even happened. It's been nothing. It really has. It's been pretty much nothing. Like I said, I think it's going to be more of something that we'll notice long term for Ethereum. So it is what it is. We knew that the ETFs for Bitcoin were going to be so much more dominant than, something like Ethereum. And maybe that'll be the case if and whenever we see ETFs for Solana as well, right? Where it's nothing, where it's going to be a market mover. I think a lot of people just correlate ETFs, with really big moves towards the upside. And we're seeing here that maybe we saw that for a Bitcoin, but as far as Ethereum and a lot of, those are only two, but even Ethereum and getting into any other projects that will come in the future, maybe it won't be such a big mover in the short term, so looking at the market cap, 2.4 trillion. So nothing too crazy. It looks like it's maybe come down about 0.4%. So nothing too crazy as of that. So honestly, everything's still looking not too bad. I'm looking at the MOG is down 10%. What the hell is going on with that? Look at the bigger movers on here. So we have, let's see here, Jupiter's up 6%. Pyth Network, 4%. Athena, like we already said. Solana's up 4%. XRP, why is it here? It's saying it's down 3%. It's a little odd. Stellar, Ordinals, damn Ordinals, WorldCoin. Nothing too big, nothing too crazy to talk about. Let's see the big losers for today. MOG is down 10%. What's going on with MOG, guys? Where's Gina? We got to check on Gina. What's going on, BP? All right, so we talked about this day when it was gonna come. We didn't know when, but looking at MOG, you guys can see she did break below the 236. She is still above the 382. So MOG technically could still come down to the 382 around this 15 level and still bounce and still be very bullish. She could easily make that move. Obviously, we have the trend line, right? That would still be above the trend, bouncing out the trend, so making higher lows. The 382, like I always tell you guys, is going to be my line in the sand for us to stay bullish on these highs, right? A lot of times when you see a project, it breaks the 382. Now you're going to see a little bit of a drop, right? And it's going to take some time and a lot of effort for this thing to get back up above these, at least this 236. So that's why you don't want to break too far below as far as with the project. Obviously, it's out of our control, but I'm just saying keeping an eye on it. So with this being said, Mog, you guys have had a beautiful run. Not saying that it's over with, but if you're up, keep an eye on this, people, because at the same time, I'm not telling you to sell off your projects and walk away, but if you have the opportunity to, let's just say you wanted to reposition yourself right now, you feel like we're going to be dropping down more, you could easily reposition yourself and wait for a dip and use that same liquidity to possibly double your position, right? I know it sounds easier said than done, but this is how people accumulate more crypto without having to put in more liquidity, right? Gina says she's still in the green. Good. Troy said, build your bag at NFK while it is cheap. We've been screaming that, for the last month. We haven't been doing bad for NFK. Our volume has been, historically low. But, where is NFK? Oh, right here. It's been historically low, but you guys can see we're up another 6%. Like I've been telling you guys, slowly but surely we have been moving up. Now, I will say, with the volume being low, we're obviously, the reason why we're seeing we're up 6% today with our volume being low. Yesterday our volume was low as well. It's because Solana today was pumping, right? Solana is technically still up around 3%. That's why. So whenever, even if you see small little buy-ins, you're going to see NFK's price boost up a lot because Solana on the back end is moving up a lot, right? Remember, I always tell you guys, the market cap, the liquidity is all in Solana. So if Solana on the back end is rallying, right, it's not going to take much of money coming in to boost the project, right? And then usually if Solana is running, if anybody sells, it won't go down as much either. So now Troy's just using that AFK. Ay. Let's check out the rest of DeFi real quick. What's going on with Cronos? Mary dropped out of the top position. I don't know what's going on with Mary. Looks like they bounce off the 786. Calls down another 3% today. She's getting down there, guys. Calls getting down there. This is little plastic cup. I was drinking a bunch at this restaurant and they gave me a bunch of cups down in Key West, some place called Amigos Tortilla Bar. I had been walking all day because we crossed the we were literally going across the whole island, and I was freaking been drinking all day. I was hungry. I just walked 5 miles with sandals on. Actually, I had shoes on at that time, but I was like, bro, I'm so hungry. We just stumbled across freaking this place. I was like, yes. Let me grab a couple soft tacos, a bunch of drinks. So BP said, what you talking about, Crawl? What you talking about, Willis? BP's over there. What you talking about? So, bro, honestly, like I've been saying about Call, is that there hasn't been a lot going on. There hasn't been a lot going on with Call. You know what I'm saying? So what I've been saying is that honestly, we need to see a dramatic drop with Call. I do think that we need to see a dramatic drop, to some of these levels right here for the buys to really take over, right? I think a lot of people not necessarily are losing interest, but they're bored with it, right? They're just bored with the project. Cronos as a whole, Cronos has been just like, has been ghost town again, where there's nothing going on. If you notice, in the last few weeks, there's been no new projects that have dropped, right? No excitement. You can see, for the most part, most of the projects are in the red. If they're in the green, they're up maybe 1%, right? So what I'm saying is like with call particularly, if we can see some kind of a dramatic drop, I feel like that would actually be good for the project, because then you'll see a lot of people like myself. I've even been watching call. When it gets down to a certain level, I don't know why I clicked out of it. I'm clicking back in. When it gets down to a certain level, like where we're at right here at this 34, possibly anything lower than that, I'm looking to buy a big bag of call again, right? Because I know long term, call's going to do really well. I've said this over and over. Call's the biggest meme coin, meme token that's on Cronos, right? So it is inevitable that Cronos is going to get back up and running, where you're going to see that excitement again. You're going to see the volume coming in, and a project like Call is poised to do really well, right? So with that being said, I really do think, I mean, if it's going to be a slow bleed, so be it. But I would say, man, if there was just like some big whale just dropped their bag and this thing just dramatically dropped down to some of these levels, I think the bounce would be epic. And that V-shaped recovery would probably send them up to some of these higher levels and kind of get that hype back up, where people are talking about call. Oh, did you see that 40% drop? Hell yeah, just bought in. People buying in like crazy is what I think. I've seen it happen for a lot of projects. You know, when you're invested in the project, you're like, bro, I don't want that to happen. But I'm telling you, I think it's going to be a fast recovery for a project like Call. BP said, let's see, I got to check my other screen. BP said, I see it on the downtrend. They just stationary, but on the down slope. Exactly. And, you know, they're about to be coming to a pivotal spot that, if it doesn't hold, I'm telling you guys, we're going to see probably a dramatic drop. This 49 level is a good spot that it needs to hold. If it does break, I'm telling you, there's going to be probably a drop down to the 40, or probably this 34 area right here, where I am going to take advantage of that. I already have all the crows sitting there waiting, ready to pounce. So if you're a whale out there and you want to help a brother out, just temporarily sell off. Just temporarily. And let's just run it right back up. I want to get back to those old call days, bro. Can make a few $1,000s in a day on some easy investments on call. Boy, those early BP, you remember those back in the day? I'm old enough to remember that stuff. You right? You remember that, boy? Throw some money into call. You throw like $500 and come back in like a few hours. That bad boy will be up like, you'd have like $2,700 in your portfolio. I'd be like, all right, sell. That's a good day. And then tomorrow, do the same exact thing all over again. Art, get out of here with your ordinals, bro. We don't talk about ordinals around here anymore. We don't talk about ordinals around here, Art. So I'm going to ask you kindly to stop bringing that up. I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you, bro. Sitting at around 37 right now. Bro, I've been watching this damn thing. I've been watching it all day. Just watching it. I'm like, come on, ordinals. I got to get a bigger bag than Art. Come on. Just come drop down. Just come on. Am I the only person that's like waiting for this market to drop to take advantage of it? Rugged, what's going on, bro? I ain't seen you here in a while. We were going to put out a missing persons. Rug, don't buy any ordinals right now. Don't pump the price, bro. We are waiting for this. We need this thing to come down a little bit. Don't pump the price. BP said, you don't know about that, Fudd. Wait, what are we talking about? What are you talking about, Willis? Bro, I bit the shit out of my lip. BP said, bro, you stream when I'm working. I'll get some when you get some. All right, there we go. That's a deal. I'll announce it. I'm going to come up and be like, news alert. Do-do-do, do-do-do. Like, all right, guys, it's time. We're buying the ordinals now. But realistically, I'm waiting. So I'm waiting. I at least want to see ordinals come back down sub $30, right? Sub $30, and then we're gonna start talking about a buy zone that we're gonna be looking at to take advantage of. And I know people are like, why the hell is he talking about ordinals, bro? If you believe in Bitcoin, ordinals is your cheap ticket to success. All right. One of the only BRC20 tokens running off the Bitcoin ecosystem. This right here is trying to bring, and it already is bringing a lot of things to the Bitcoin ecosystem. And you're like, what? The Bitcoin ecosystem? Yeah. A lot of people don't think about that. Bitcoin has an ecosystem, right? That NFTs and all kinds of shit, excuse my language, all kinds of stuff that are on there. And this is what this ordinals is what's bringing it over, right? So ordinals usually runs with Bitcoin. If you believe that Bitcoin is going to get to some of these high levels like they speak of, 100, 200,000, $1 million Bitcoin, we're obviously not talking about tomorrow, but down the road, a year, 2, 4 years from now, whatever the case is, this project right here is something you should look for. It's relatively small market cap. It has gone up a lot. You know, when I first caught my eyes on ordinals, it was at $5. I was so upset that I didn't buy in on it. I took other investments which did really well, but ordinals was one of those projects that actually just outperformed a lot of projects, and not too many people really were knowledgeable on ordinals, right? One thing that, like I said, it's gonna run with Bitcoin. It's got a relatively small market cap even right now, under $1 billion. Another thing that I do love about ordinals is that the circulating supply is only 21 million, right? Only 21 million ordinals in circulating supply. Max supply, total supply, 21 million. So everything that's in circulation right now is there. There's never going to be any more ordinals added whatsoever, and it's a very low number compared to a lot of these coins and tokens, right? With that being said, this has the potential to really make some serious gains if you can actually get this project at a good price. That's why I'm always, recently, I put it on pause for a while because I felt like I missed the boat on ordinals from the bear market to when we started rallying up a few months ago. But now that, we've seen a little bit of a cool off in the markets and ordinals has come back down to reality, I've been keeping my eye on it, really kind of waiting to get a big bag of it. You can see ordinals topped out at around $88. When I was first talking about ordinals, it was around $4 or $5, and you can see it actually dropped down to around $3 most likely was when I was talking about it. I don't even remember anymore, but imagine getting ordinals at $3 and running this thing up almost to $90. That's a 30x right there off this project. So, and that was just what we've seen now. Imagine, like I said, if Bitcoin can get to some of these levels, absolutely insane. So, Art said, I'll buy a lot more soon. Art, better not, buddy. Just back off. She's mine. Rogue said, I might not catch them, but I do watch your streams every night and make my girl watch it with me on TV. What are you talking about? Like, y'all are Netflixing and chilling with my videos, bro? You nasty boy. Don't do that. This is for educational purposes only. I'm just messing with you. Old said, Crip, can you take a look at Night Feeder? Is that a DeFi project? What ecosystem is it on? Rug's over there laughing. Uh-huh, buddy. RJ said 18 billion call holding bro, long term. Hell yeah. Hey, I'm not upset with you doing that, bro. I don't remember ever looking at this project, but look at this. We had a fib retracement all the way back here when it first opened up. That's crazy. This project's been out for 3 months. I feel like I don't even remember this project. You got a small bag of this. I mean, market cap $9 million, liquidity about $500,000. So it doesn't look bad. Looks like it's come down since it's making this high. It's come down and bounced off of this 0.5 level, but it looks like it's hitting its head at the 382. And this is why I tell you guys, this is a perfect example. You know, when you break this missing my numbers here. When you break the 236 and the 382, when you're trying to get back up to these pivotal spots, it's rough because now, you know, these are big levels as resistance when you're on your way up. You know, now when you're initially pumping, maybe they don't seem like they're we don't hit our head on them, but if you break down below those levels and you try to break back above them, it's a rough spot. It's like the 618, your 200-day moving average. Those are other ones, examples where you break below them when you're trying to get above it, or at least find that support on top of those lines. It's rough. It's rough. It takes a while, you know, for you to do it on most cases. So with this, I'm not saying that's exactly what's happening here, but you can see we bounced at the 0.5 and it literally came up to the 382 and got rejected. And I think it's happened multiple times if we zoom in. See how we bounced? It did break above, couldn't find support, broke below, and now it's not even really hitting its head, but getting closer to that 382, but it cannot break above. So one thing I will say is if you're you have a small bag of it, I'd keep an eye on this 0.5. If it can bounce off this 0.5 and keep retesting the 382, eventually it will break. If it keeps retesting this 0.5, vice versa, like if it keeps hitting its head and coming back down and bouncing off this 0.5, eventually that 0.5 is going to break towards the downside. So keep an eye on it. 0.5 is a line in the sand. I don't know where you bought in at, but at this 720, 7 zeros in the 20 mark, that's a big spot that I say you have to hold and bounce off of eventually for this project to be particularly bullish. So no worries, bro. You know I got you, man. Bro, we have a slow crowd in here tonight. What is going on? What's going on? Nobody wants to talk about crypto tonight, right? Last night, I can only be on for 30 minutes. Everybody's like, look at this, look at that, look at that. I'm like, bro, I have to go. The night before, the same thing. Now, I'm like, I'll be here. And everybody's like, I don't want to talk about crypto right now. Just let me know whenever everything starts pumping again. All right. We'll let you know. We'll let you know. Oh, yeah. Look at this. Look at this malarkey. Look at this, guys. So, and I don't know how to pronounce this lady's name. Is it Kamala? Kamala Harris may join Donald Trump's Kamala Harris may join Donald Trump at upcoming Bitcoin conference. Why the hell would she be doing that? Right? Bro, they're trying so hard. They're trying so hard. They really are. It's crazy. I mean, I understand from a competition, you know, she's like, we have to get, you know, every avenue that he's basically taking over right now. We need to get there, right? I just think it's hilarious. What is so Mark Cuban was like, yeah, Kamala Harris has reached out to me and she's been asking me like, what's Bitcoin? What are some good talking points? What in the flipping hell would she have to say at the Bitcoin conference? She, and I'm not trying to attack her. I'm just saying someone that's unaware of crypto or Bitcoin, and they're asking Mark Cuban, right? A big lefty, like they're asking him, what are some good talking points on crypto? This is insane. This is insane, right? I think it's absolutely insane, and it's completely, you can say it, same thing for Donald Trump. It's a political stunt. I think though with the Don, he's got Barron, his son, that's 100% pro crypto, and he probably has people in his space because he's been trying to talk about crypto and be accepting about crypto for the last 8 months, right? I know that she just got into the race, right? But if you look even before this, even with her predecessor, Biden, they didn't care about crypto, right? If anything, they attacked crypto. Now she wants to come to the Bitcoin conference. Absolutely insane. They're not going to tell her no, right? Because I think what the crypto and the Bitcoin world and the crypto world, we try to stay neutral, right? We really do. I know you think that I'm leaning towards one side. I only am leaning towards a particular side that hasn't given crypto hell, right? That hasn't tried to make crypto look bad, hasn't attacked the central exchanges, hasn't tried to sue all the crypto projects and stuff like that. That's what I have a bad taste in my mouth for, and that's the current administration that's in office right now, right? What I'm saying is usually with these the Bitcoin maxis, these crypto events, they try to stay neutral because they're like, it could be any one of them, right? So we want to bring both of them in, and hopefully they're both pro crypto because that's all they care about, right? We're not worried about, as of right now, the policies and everything like that. You can discuss that on a whole other time. We're talking about particularly crypto, right? And what this effect can be with either one of these candidates as far as getting into office. So with that being said, Kamala Harris campaign is reportedly in discussion with Bitcoin Magazine about their possible participation in the upcoming Bitcoin conference. In a recent post on X, Bitcoin Magazine CEO David Bailey revealed that they are in talks with Kamala Harris' campaign for her to speak at the conference. Bailey claimed that Harris' appearance could reset the Democrats' positioning on the fastest growing voter bloc in the country. That's what they're after, both of them. The decision from Harris camp is anticipated today. We're in talks with Kamala Harris's campaign for her to speak in the conference. Would be very savvy for her to reset the Democratic positioning on the fastest growing voter bloc in the country. They're making up their minds today. I don't know, man. I don't know. This might come back to bite us, but we'll see. So Harris is more open to business. Billionaire investor Mark Cuban, remember I said this, has weighed in telling Politico that Harris will be far more open to business, crypto and governance as a servant compared to President Biden. The endorsement underscores the potential for Harris to carve out a distinctive niche within her party, positioning herself as a forward-thinking leader in the tech space. Further supporting this narrative, Harris's team has reportedly reached out to several cryptocurrency executives for policy input ahead of the Democratic's national emissions, aka asking them, what is Bitcoin? What does it do? You know what I'm saying? They're trying to get like talking points is what they're doing. Let's see here. Tech leaders see a strategic opening for Harris to garner support from Silicon Valley by adopting a more pro-innovation stance. BONK CEO Aaron Levie suggested that with a credible pro-tech policy framework, Harris could quickly rally the backing of a dozen plus tech CEOs. The possibility of Harris speaking at the Bitcoin conference and her outreach to crypto leaders signal a potential alignment with the cryptocurrency and the blockchain industry. This could contrast sharply with the current administration's more cautious approach. With $100 million raised in just 48 hours following Biden's endorsement, a pro-innovation platform could further enhance Harris's fundraising efforts and bolster her support within the tech sector. We'll see how it goes, guys. This race isn't over with. This race isn't over with whatsoever. Whatever way you're leaning, I guess, us keeping all the political stuff to the side, for policies, may the best person that will protect us in crypto and enhance the crypto market, keep it a safe place, right? And just stop attacking crypto and embrace it. May they win, right? Whoever it may be, that's all we're worried about at the end of the day, right? Well, Flip said someone that keeps their word at the conference would be refreshing. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's a good right there, Flip. Because, like I said, I guess you can say for both now, right? Because, Kamala she's not the president, right now. So, like, in Trump, when he was in office, Bitcoin wasn't in the forefront like it is right now. So, both candidates really haven't been able to show us what they're going to do, right? It's just been talk. And I agree with Flip. He's saying hopefully whoever it is, right, will keep their word and not, just use this for votes and then, be like, screw crypto, What's going on, Owen? Jay said thoughts in place for the Seoul conference in September. I don't know yet, bro. We'll have to wait until we get a little bit closer, even though September is right around the corner. I mean, that's obviously, it's probably going to be a big thing for Solana. I think it's not going to be as big as, like a Bitcoin conference for right now, but the fact that, they're having a conference, I think Solana is going to just steadily keep building, bro. So anything like that's a plus. What's going on, Donald? Old said, I think Trump has changed his opinion in crypto after he looked into it further, got a little educated on the subject. Of course. And, I heard he does watch the channel, and we did cover an article, and this is true, like 6 or 8 months ago, we covered an article about, what was it, like 60 million Americans alone, not talking about, because obviously we're talking, the elections in the States, 60 million Americans alone have at least traded some form of crypto, right, in the past few years. That's a big base right there, 60 million people, so when these people are starting to campaign and they're running for office, that's the stuff that they're looking for. They're looking for those big swaths of voters. What are they into? And there's a big spectrum of everything. Well, crypto has been one of the big forefronts for this election. And I think, and I said this even when we read this article a while back before we got into the heat of this election, I told you guys that as we move on in the future, 2028, 2032, absolutely crazy to even say, stuff like that, crypto is just going to be bigger and bigger and bigger and more on the ballots, as far as that. And I think this time around is going to be a big thing, just like what Flip said. These people are talking about crypto. Show us what you're going to do about crypto, right? Show us what you're going to do. And I think that's going to pave the way for these next elections when people want to talk about crypto. Let's just say Trump wins, right? Speculating. Let's just say Trump wins and he gets in the office and he doesn't say anything about crypto anymore. Nothing about crypto. People are going to remember that, right? So next time around, when the next people go to run in 2028, they're not going to maybe fall for it so easily, Hopefully that doesn't happen for whoever does get in office. Like I said, for strictly a crypto thing, we want the best person for crypto to win, period, right? Whoever you may think that is. That's what we want in office. So I appreciate that, Old. He said, you're not attacking, your points are valid. I appreciate that. Khalil said, is it too late? It's too late for her to pivot now. I was thinking that when I first read the article, I was like, are you freaking kidding me? I'm like, really, dude? And I still kind of am. But you have to understand where she's coming from. And I'm by all means, I'm not, backing anybody, whatsoever. Nothing. I'm just trying to be neutral, right? But you have to understand where she's coming from, right? They, like I said, they see that crypto is a big thing now, right? These people, both candidates, they want as many votes as they can, right? You need as many votes to get into that White House. So they're going to jump on it. Maybe she would have jumped on it earlier. No diddy on that one. Maybe she would have jumped on it a little earlier if she was, in the race as long as, Biden was. She just came in. I don't know. We don't know. We can always speculate, right? As far as, what their intentions are. But we all can come to an agreement, regardless of who you agree with or support, that crypto is a big thing and that this is going to be, it's only going to get bigger from here on out. So like we said on the channel a while back, whoever shows their support for crypto is going to really swing a lot of voters that are on the fence, right? And that's what we've seen. That's exactly what we've seen. And that's why you see both camps really, just doubling down. This is the first time that you've seen in Bitcoin's history and in political history where the political opponents are freaking going to the a Bitcoin conference, a crypto conference, and speaking there. Like this is big. This is big, like I said. And remember, what I was telling you guys, if you go back a week ago when it was still Biden in the race, right? We knew that, there was a big chance that Trump was going to win. So with that scenario, when Trump was going to be coming to the conference tomorrow, what he said was going to be even more amplified, as far as like if he says, I really want to back the US dollar like 5% with Bitcoin, that was going to cause Bitcoin to soar. Unfortunately, now that Biden's not in the race, and now you have somebody else that's come in, stepped up, now there's that uncertainty, right? Now there's a little bit more of a competition going. So now when Trump says something like this at the conference, I fear that it's not going to be as a market mover, because you're still going to have a lot of people like, that's awesome, but we don't even know if he's going to get into office, right? A week ago, if this was, if we were still in that same scenario where Biden was going to be competing with Trump, we knew that it was it was pretty much a given that Trump was most likely going to win, right? So if Trump said that, it would have moved the markets, because people were like, well, he's going to win. This guy's saying he's going to back the dollar by Bitcoin at, even if it's 5 or 10%. Hell yeah. The markets would have been going absolutely bonkers. Now, I think it'll still, you might see, like we read that article, tomorrow they're expecting a lot of volatility. Not necessarily down, but just a roller coaster ride, with the conference coming out, because of what might be said tomorrow. So, tomorrow we might have a bumpy ride. Who knows? Tomorrow might just be smooth sailings and nothing really happens. So, Art's over here trying to start a rumble. I'm not even going to read what you said there, but I agree with you, bro. My boy's over here trying to start a damn chat fight. Can't do that. I gotta stay neutral over here, bro. I have to. Sometimes I do want to like voice my opinion, right? But I'm like, you know what? I don't want to, because unfortunately, when this political, so this is where the advertising is. Copyrighted just for that. I'm gonna send these people a letter. I'm like, listen, I'm promoting you guys. We're reading your articles. If you freaking do one more little back where the song's playing and I can't stop it, you're done. You're done. Old said his dog just farted. The music scared him. How freaking loud do you have the TV, bro? Flip said, regardless, it's good that she's interested. I agree with you, bro. To a certain extent, I agree with you, man. Jay said, Crip, are you still doing a video on NFK token burn, and maybe add NFK token burn long in DC? Also, thoughts on adding another burn function, merch purchases? So about the burning, wait, hold on. Are you still doing a video on the burn? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, we can on the next burn, we could do something like, you mean like me burn some tokens live? I definitely am up for that. Token burn log in DC. Yeah, I mean, I could definitely, we could do something like that, right? Maybe we'll need to wait for a couple more airdrops, because whenever I do burn, it's like it's been small amounts. Like we haven't burned anything, relatively big recently. So as far as the merch purchases, like I said, we have a new line of merch coming out for the channel for NoFUD and for the NoFUD Koala token. I will be dropping that. As of now, there still is our line of merch on the YouTube channel. If you go click into the YouTube channel and on the bottom of the links, you can see there's still merch there. I still haven't got my freaking, they said it was on the way like 2 days ago. I still haven't got my hoodie. I'm like waiting. I know a couple people sent me pictures. They got their hoodies and stuff like that. But we do have a new line that's going to be rolling out. I have my sister that's an art design major. That's going to be designing some stuff. And also, we have Skittles that's in our community that's been dropping some straight fuego designs, and he said that I can use a couple of the designs for some shirts. So I'm waiting for him to send me the designs so I can send them over to the shirt and hoodie makers. And we're thinking about doing some snapbacks and stuff like that as well. So whenever I get a little bit more information on that, definitely will roll that out for you. Old said he's using studio monitors. Well, it must be pretty loud, or your dog's already on the fence of being scared. Let's look at this real quick. Let me see. So the market today, if you guys can see, the stock market has been going down a little bit in the recent few days, few weeks. It has been in the red a lot more. The VIX is up 22% today, but the rest of the market has been down. But the DXY as well has been coming down as well. And I bring this up, Apple, Tesla is down 12% today. Obviously, they had their earnings release. I believe it was yesterday or the day before. I didn't follow exactly what happened on the earnings, but from what I'm looking at on their stock, it doesn't look like it was too good. I'm pretty sure they did good with their actual profits, but I don't know. I guess something in their earnings did not hold up good. So let's find out what's going on here. So Bitcoin holds up as tech stocks plunge. Ether sinks in a day after ETF launch. Let me see something real quick here. All right. So let's see here. So the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 on Wednesday each suffered their worst declines since late 2022. This is something that we need to pay attention to, guys, because this isn't just going to be in the market, the stock market. This could trickle over to Bitcoin, and this might be, we could be sitting here thinking that it's Mt. Gox, and it could be what we're seeing in the actual stock market that could be weighing in on Bitcoin in the crypto space as well. So it says, but the Bitcoin price for Bitcoin mostly held up, remaining around the 66,000 level where it was a day earlier. The broad market crypto benchmark CoinDesk 20 index was also flat over the past 24 hours, with Solana and Ripple outperforming the broader market, advancing 3% and 4% over the same period. Avalanche, Uniswap, Ethereum Classic were lower by 3% to 4%. Ethereum's price action disappointed investors despite a fairly successful spot ETF debut Tuesday, with Ethereum dipping as low as 3,300 and almost 4% decline over the past 24 hours. It also hit its weakest price in 2 months versus Bitcoin. The real money interest was strong enough to deem the launch a marginal success, aligning with general expectations, but not yet strong enough to demand a repricing. Analysts at crypto market maker Wintermute said, "This may come as a subsequent session." Sometimes I have to slowly say it because it's I know what it is, but it will not roll off the tongue. One thing I wanted to back up. You guys remember what we were talking about a little while ago about Bitcoin's dominance has actually gone up 54.5%. That usually is an indication that people are putting their money in a safe asset, right? We have seen, yes, Solana was up, and I think Ripple XRP was up particularly, right? But like I said, if we continue to see that the market itself is going to be coming down, right, and we're going to see more of a dip, you better believe that Solana and XRP are going to be coming right there with us, right? They're only going to be able to hold for so long. But what I'm getting to is with that article, what they're saying is that the biggest decline since 2022 for the NASDAQ and the S&P, Bitcoin was relatively strong compared to them, right? That is leading me to believe that a lot of people are possibly looking at the stock market, maybe moving some or all their assets from altcoins and putting it into Bitcoin, because Bitcoin has been stable, right? I'm not going to say that it hasn't, it definitely is down today, right? It's down today, about 1%, not even 1%. But what we're looking at is that the dominance has risen. It's at 54.5% now. It was just at 54.4%, right? With that, when you see that, that usually means that the market is spooked for whatever reason. Mt. Gox, stock markets are not doing good, whatever the case may be. The majority of the market's spooked, and they're putting their money in either safer assets like Bitcoin, or if it continues to get rough, they might end up moving it completely from the market and putting it into stable coins, right? Right? Isn't that what we do? Whenever we sell off on something and the market's coming down, I know I usually will move my assets into a stable coin and kind of wait for it to rebalance or see where I'm going to be buying back in. So y'all are still talking about his dog. He said he was sleeping and he dropped one on him. Amor, what's going on, brother? What exactly is Jamie Dimon's influence over the crypto market? Well, just a freaking 2 months ago, the dude was the biggest bear in the market, the biggest crypto bear you could ever think of, right? He would go on CNBC, and they're a lot of the hosts. I don't like CNBC, but there's a couple hosts, they're pro crypto, particularly Bitcoin. And they would ask Jamie Dimon, because he's a freaking big business guy, right? And they would ask him, about stuff about Bitcoin, and the same talking points. It's used for illegal activities. It's not tangible. It's just digital. They can add anything they want to the supply. All false. All false, right? Maybe the tangible things, but everything else is false, right? And then he goes to starts persuading people to buy gold, right? And everybody on the that are interviewing him are basically like hitting him back with facts, and he's just like, I don't want to talk. He literally, this is his last interview that I saw. He was like, I don't want to talk about crypto. Stop bringing me on here and talking about crypto with me, right? Is what he was saying. And they're all kind of looking at him like, the piece of beep. So, yeah, I don't know. But supposedly Trump was looking to make him like a financial, I forgot what, we read the article yesterday, but something to do with not with Bitcoin, but something to do with in the financial sector. And now he's changing his tune. Jamie Dimon's changing his tune like, oh, yeah, I could adapt to crypto, and that's why I was saying yesterday, I was like, what was it? It was Jamie Dimon and I forgot the other guy. We read the article. If you guys remember what the article was yesterday, it was somebody else that he was kind of contemplating on if he gets in office, who he would bring as a financial, I forgot what the job title was, but the other person was definitely a lot more pro crypto versus Jamie Dimon. So let's see here. Troy said, tell your friends to buy NFK. We need more people. And then Old said, isn't the crypto market as high as it was a few years ago right now? Or am I wrong? 2+ trillion, right? Was that the height of the last bull run? It's a good question, bro. Let's pull that up. So before we even pull it up, the crypto, we were kind of close to where we're at right now. I think we did get up to, 2.7 trillion on the last, we got up to about it looks like we were at exactly 2.86 trillion was at the top of the bull run. So we technically we didn't get as high as it was so far. Right now, our highest that we've gotten up to is 2.59, basically 2.6 trillion was at our high. So that's why a lot of people, even myself, I'm just like, this can't be it, right? It can't be it. That can't be the top of the market. Punk said, dog Elon. Whew, almost did it, guys. Dog Elon. Let's pull it up. As I pull this up, I just don't expect any change from what we looked at 6 months ago for this project. I really don't. And I'm not being a bear on this project. I'm just like, bro, it just never seems to be doing anything anymore. My dog is snoring right next to me. I can hear her having a drink. She's like, boop, 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 boop. She just like kind of woke up after I said that. She's like sitting right next to me having one of those dreams where, you know, when your dog, the paws are going. I'm always wondering, I'm like, where is she running in her dream? Like, what's going on? I'm always wondering, like, what is going on with her in her dreams? It's always she's crying or she's growling and all four paws are just like running at full speed. So this project for Doggy Lun, you know, I hope one day, I can't wait till we come on this project and it's freaking rallying. I really do. For everybody that holds on to Doggy Lun, and I used to hold on to Doggy Lun. I did. This was back in 2021 when we had a nice run. But, you know, not since then, but just for the last like year, it just feels like if it does go on somewhat of a run, it's usually short-lived, right? And you go through these pockets of just like absolutely nothing going on. We saw this run, it looked great, and then you can see that we have, you know, just formed this trend where we're on our way back down, right? For this project. So all I can say for this project is if you're long-term on it, you know, you're getting to some price actions where this isn't a bad spot. We looked at the market cap the other day. It's at like, what, 100 million, I believe, which is relatively low. Yeah, it's literally at 99 million. So it's relatively low for a market cap. I think what holds this project down is it's not relevant right now, right? When people think of meme coins, they do not think of Doggy Lun, unfortunately, for right now. You go back 2021, it had an enormous community, and you would see a lot more YouTubers covering it and stuff like that. I personally don't see those videos popping up on my timeline anymore of people really talking about it, and that's what I think is holding it back. It being relevant, and also, you know, it needs something, like they need to, like, some kind of excitement needs to happen for the project for people to start talking about it again. But it's crypto. I will tell you, some hopium, a lot of times when you see projects like this, I mean, it's still holding strong, right? Still holding strong. It's at about $100 million market cap, so it's still there. You know, when you see a project like this where it just goes dormant for a while, usually those are ones that people write off, and then they'll do really well out of nowhere when you least expect it. So with that being said, all I can say as far as with the charts is you're at a good spot that I would just be dollar cost averaging in, especially if this thing continues to move down at anywhere around this 15 level or below. It's probably a good spot to just accumulate. You can see, historically speaking, anything below this level right here at this 15 has been a spot where if you bought in, you would be up on your position. So Flip said, Doggy Lun has great liquidity. I think whales will buy in later. I'm not writing it off whatsoever. I'm just saying, like, for Pete's sake, just do something here, right? Definitely. No problem, Punk. You know I got you, bro. You know I got you, man. Well, I think we covered all the news that we need to cover, right? It's just one of those blah days. All I can say, guys, before we end the stream is, you know, just hold strong. Like, be strong. You know what I'm saying? We might see some pain in the market, you know, with the stock markets coming down here and there. You know, the stock market's not looking great. It might trickle over to us. Who knows? Maybe we might be a hedge against their downfall, and people might convert over to Bitcoin, you know, in the crypto space, while maybe the stock market has a retrace, because they have been pumping like crazy for the last like year, you know. So other than that, you know, it's just we got to keep an eye on the market. You know, we might end up getting some spots for some good buy-ins or to continue to add to our bags. The 64.9 for Bitcoin is a big spot that we need to hold, right? If we do break that, we possibly could be coming down next spot for some big support. You know what? I'm actually going to drop another line here that I just noticed. because that seemed like a big drop. So 64, the 64.9. Other than that, 63.4 will be the next level. That would be a big spot for some support, right? If we do break below the 64.9 area, the 64.9, that's what we're looking for. So Ricky said, I bought so much, I ran out of money. Now I'm sitting on my hands. Now you just gotta play the waiting game, right? Don't sell at a loss. Just gotta play the waiting game for right now. Punk said, oh, what's up with Baby Doge working on Solana chain? I have no idea, bro. You tell me. Someone hasn't come in here and said anything about Baby Doge, and I'm not even lying to you. Probably freaking, like, it's probably been like 6 to 8 months since I've even heard about Baby Doge. I was going to look to see if they had any news on it. I don't see anything. I don't see anything on that, bro. Well, that bull flag played out. Ricky said, I could be homeless with no food and would never sell my crypto until we get near the top. I hear you. I don't know about... I think I might budge if I'm hungry, though. I don't know. I get those you ever seen those Snickers commercials? Yeah, I'm them. That's what I turn into. That's exactly what I turn into. Oh, yeah. Don't forget, guys, we do have a Fed meeting coming up in less than a week from now. 6 days. I feel like I'm your teacher, like telling you, don't forget, we have a test coming up. We have the FOMC meeting coming up in 6 days from now, guys, so you guys better be prepared. Nah, nothing too crazy. I'm expecting a little volatility that day, but the market's pretty much priced in that we're not going to see any kind of a pause for that. Oh my God. Wait a second here. 25 to 50, 50 to 25. Oh, okay. Hold on here. I'm a little confused. All right, I see what's going on here. I thought the market shifted. I was like, oh my God, now they're saying 90% there's going to be a pause for September. Okay. Whew. Got a little scared there, guys. Sorry. So they're not even right in September. They've already ruled out that there's going to be no pause. Like the pause is not even, it's not even there anymore. Like they're pretty much already have it down. Majority of the market is saying 90%. We're going 100%. We're seeing some kind of a Fed ease. I think the big thing is which one is it going to be? And I've been telling you guys this. I've been telling you September before anybody told you September. Had to be. Right? I had to have been one of the first people to tell you that September was going to be when we see the first interest rate reductions, or what they call it, ease in interest rates from the Feds. And I told you it's not going to be a big drop. It's going to be 0.25. That's it. If they do a 0.5%, I would be shocked. I'm not saying it's impossible, but 0.25 is what I'm suggesting is most likely going to happen. And you can see 90% of the markets has that dialed in. What's crazy is now almost 10% of the market is saying, wait, Crip, a quarter, 0.5%? Nah, we'll raise you. How about a freaking half to 0.75%? 10% saying, and then you have these crazy people, 0.2% are saying, oh, you guys think you're crazy? We think it's going to go down a whole freaking percent. That right there is nuts. That's crazy. 0.25%, that's what I'm saying. 0.25% is what I'm sticking with for September, but I think the big news is that we are finally going to see the Fed starting to reduce interest rates. Now, is this going to be an overnight, like the Feds reduce rates and the markets go absolutely bananas? we'll probably see the markets rally like positively, right? But I don't think it's going to be like Bitcoin is at 65K and it runs to 75K overnight because of this. I don't see that happening, right? But I see it's nothing but a plus because markets usually react positively when the Fed start reducing rates, and the markets react negatively when the Feds increase rates, right? And that's what we've dealt with for the last 2 to 3 years was increased rates. Now we're getting over that hump, and now we're going to start to see the Feds most likely start to reduce interest rates, but this isn't going to be happening until September, right? Is what we're seeing. I think the big question after that is, are we going to see two reductions this year? We'll see. Right now, the market does have it as of December. The market is saying, yes, we're going to see another interest rate reduction in December, is what they're saying. So we'll see, what happens. I'm running with one for right now in September. If we do see another one, we see a quarter in September, a quarter in December. That's what I'm thinking. I don't think the Feds are going to start reducing rates like in big chunks, right? Because then they're going to have egg on their face if inflation comes back and it starts to trickle back up. Even if it's like a point, they're going to have egg on their face, and they're going to be like, and the last thing they want to do is have to increase rates again, because that will absolutely devastate all of the markets, stock, crypto, anything that's investments. So Gene said, what's your price prediction in Bitcoin in the next 3 months? Bro, that honestly, dude, that's a hard question right now, bro. That really is. If you're asking me, do I think we're going to be up or down in the next 3 months? It's a hard question. It really is. It's a hard question. With the elections, with the interest rates and stuff like that, it could be anything, bro. I mean, we're living in these freaking times where it's like things that we never even consider happen, right? So, I mean, honestly, I want to say that we're going to be higher than we are right now. But, I don't know. I really don't know. These markets right now have been so unpredictable for the most part, right? Obviously, when you're looking at the charts, like a day like this, you're like, yeah, we're going to go down. Okay, that's obvious, right? But I'm saying, like, long term, anything can happen in these next 3 months. We have a freaking election, right? Shit's going to happen. Shit's going to happen. Remember the last election? A freaking pandemic happened. So anything can happen, So I'm man enough to say, hit my mic. I'm man enough to say that I really don't know as of right now. We're going to have to take this day by day. Those 3 month predictions, I can't do it. I'm not going to do it because like I said, anything can freaking happen tomorrow. A month from now is a long time. From today to a month is a long time, and who knows what the hell is going to happen. So if we didn't have an election ahead of us, and it was a little bit more stable times, I would be a little bit more confident on telling you what I honestly think. But with freaking November coming up, anything can happen, bro. Anything can happen. So, when it's like that, you want to make sure that you always have a little bit of dry powder on the side, right? You want to make sure you're keeping a nice little stash of dry powder on the side. So in the event of anything, you're prepared. Yeah, one leg in, one leg out, right? You're in the market, you have positions open. At the same time, you also have dry powder, and either way, you're going to be happy, right? Pretty much. And you can take advantage of it. Ricky said, we need to close the month above 66 or we will be sideways for a long time. Possibly, bro. Possibly. 66, I mean, we're actually below it today, right? So we'll see. But we've been, like, earlier today we were above 66. So, I mean, we've been hovering around the area. We have about, how many days in this month? 31. So we have a week as of today. So we'll see how that plays out, guys. We'll see. But other than that, I'm going to let you guys go. I enjoyed you guys tonight. I appreciate you guys being here. If you are new, make sure you guys slap those likes, slap those subscribes, hit the bell. If you are interested, become a member. We do have member-only streams every weekend on how to be a better trader. Other than that, guys, I thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Be safe out there. And I will see each and every one of you guys tomorrow at the same time. All right? All right, guys. Oh, and buy some NFK. All right.